this video I'm gonna show you the full process of my drawing. I'm gonna give tips and tricks that I use, and I'm gonna talk about how my art style has been changing back and forth from line art to lineless art. So for this drawing, this is actually a draw in your style DIY from Instagram by Pricier. So this is the actual original drawing, and this is what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to draw it in my art style. And throughout this video I'm going to talk about what I do. Said I've been indecisive between going for line art and lineless art drawing, so yeah, for this one I'm gonna do it in lineless art, and this is one of the lineless art that I've been doing, which is like the most revamped drawing I did. As I said before, I always do a rough sketch before draw the drawing digitally, so I always sketch on my sketchbook first, and then I will take a pictures, and then it will be my guidelines to draw. So for this, that's how I do it, and that's how I've been doing it since before. What I always do is I always have my previous drawing, so my previous drawing will be my reference for color palettes that I will use for my next drawing, so it will be more uniform, it didn't go that far with the color. So yeah, I always have my previous drawing for reference, for sizes and for colors and just for my art style, because sometimes I just forgot how I do it, so it's better to have reference. So I actually got email from one of the subscriber. She asked me if I ever take a course for drawing. I didn't, so I'm gonna say this year I didn't take any course. And for digital drawing, I start this year around February, which is the month I got this tablet. But before this, I always been drawing on my books since I was a kid, and my drawing was not that good. And for beginners, I'm not that good as well, but I can say I've improved a lot in my digital drawing. So my tips are: first, look for reference pictures. Don't be arrogant. Go to Pinterest, Instagram, or anywhere and look for reference pictures like others drawing that they do. But don't trace, don't copy others' artwork. This a freaking crime, the biggest crime you could ever do. Please don't do tracing, please don't. For me, I take reference pictures drawings from others, and also I get reference pictures a realistic one, in real life pictures from my main apps, which is Pinterest, and sometimes I look for it around Instagram. And also Google. I don't really use Google, but most of the time I use Pinterest. So yeah, that's the second tip. Go to Pinterest and look for reference picture there. So another tip is to don't make your drawing flat. What I mean is this, and what I mean is by not flat is this. How to avoid from your drawing to be flat is by adding shadows, by adding like small details, and make sure to pick a good color palette. Enough of those tips. I'm gonna tell you what I do when I draw. I'm still trying to get this into habit, which is to label my layer so I don't get confused when the layers get to like 20s, 30s layer. Usually when I draw, I always start with the best color, and it will feel like, what the hell is this? But that's just how it is, the beginning process. And then after you add the shadows and everything, it will look nicer. One more thing to keep in mind is like drawing apps have like these tools and stuff that you can use, like to draw lines, to draw curve line, like stabilizer, like magic wands and all those things. Use them. Those things exist to ease your life, so you don't have to suffer when you draw lines, so you don't have to suffer when you have to draw curves. Okay, I always put the stabilizer, which is on the top left of my screen. It is called correction on medibang pen, and I always put it on number 4, so when I draw like circle or lines, it will not look like it was hit by a car, so it looks nicer. And another thing is, like if you like open the layers on medibang pen, it will show this, like you can choose the blending mode, like you can choose darken, light, or whatever it is. I don't remember. The only things I use are only like these 3 things, which is alpha lock, I use clipping, and I also use that's only 2. Yeah, that's 2 what I always use. So what are the function of those 2 things is, alpha locks and clipping are pretty similar. I didn't put up the video, I didn't insert the video here, but I'm just gonna say it. Those things are like the things that you will always use, and like the things that you need to use if you want to color your drawing. It is to ease your life, so you don't have to suffer. Yeah, it is like if you draw lines, or if you draw like line and it's already like color, like let's say it's already color black, so if you use like clipping or alpha lock and you turn it on, like enable them, so let's say you change your mind, you want to change the color from black to something else, or like you want to mix the color with the other colors, you can use alpha lock and clipping. So what you have to do is only pick the color you want and just brush it away like normal, and you can see that with alpha lock and clipping enabled, the color, the brush will only goes into the black color. It will not like interfere with the other color. I don't know if you can understand, but that's the thing. it's just easier to color your drawing with them. So starting from now, I'm gonna shut up. The last thing I want to say is thank you so much. I love you all. We are almost reaching at 100 subscriber, and I'm really grateful for all the supports. And thank you. I think we are going to reach 1,000 subscribers soon. One more thing I want to say is, like the pin comment and the description box, I always have that whenever I uploaded my videos. Those are the places where I put like the items that I use. I give the links, I also list them down, and this is where I put the apps that I use, the gadgets that I use for editing, for recording the video and everything. So check them out first before you go asking.
Another guy looking for the perfect lover, the kind of love you only see in a novel. I wasn't waiting for some shiny unicorn. I'm nothing around and then you don't. But all of a sudden you're the hero of my story. I celebrate the love and only stole me glory. I still remember the way this whole thing started. I was walking down the city, feeling down and broken hearted. But then I guess all roads lead to Rome. A full front collision on my way home. I cut a corner, but then we hit and crash. The crash has been the first and hasn't been the last, 'cause it's a different kind of love from any other old school dating is the boat. We are explorers, it's a different kind of love.